Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We have guests on the podcast.
It's been, what, a year?
It has been quite a while.
It's been way too long.
Or Aaron and Nate. I don't think it's been a full year yet.
No.
Close.
They were in earlier this year. But today we have from the AME Clinic, we have Jennifer, Ashley, and Wendy. Thank you so much for making the time to talk with us today.
Thank you for talking with us.
And Matt, what in particular? Why do we have them on the
Well, they just
Why have you come here? How dare you?
Purpose?
not only do they provide an interesting and necessary service to the area, but they were gracious enough to be one of our premier sponsors for the end of summer bash this year. And so in an effort to draw more awareness, we figured we'd bring them in here and roast. No. Just chat, find out what you're all about. So hopefully a few more people will, learn what you guys do and that you're even here.
Yeah, absolutely. And first off, just thank you for your support.
Yes, thank you very much.
I believe this is the second year you've been a sponsor, and we couldn't do it without you. So it just means the world to us.
Jennifer got boots on the ground. She helped run merch for us for Edge Over Edge last year too.
Wow, double thanks.
Because I drank too much and couldn't run it myself. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Among many other things.
It's our pleasure.
So, if you want to start with you, Jennifer. Tell us what the AME Clinic does, what you do, what it's all about.
All right. Well,
where you're located.
Yeah.
That would probably be good too.
Absolutely. So we're in South Coffeyville, and I opened the clinic in 2017. AME is acupuncture, massage, and energy work, and had dreams of it evolving, and now we've added to our family. And I do acupuncture, massage, and energy work. And then Ashley does energy and some other stuff, and Wendy does Reiki and energy, and so.
All right. Well, I can say we were talking before we even started that none of us have had massages, professional massages by any means,
or acupuncture for that matter.
I have had acupuncture.
I haven't.
She did acupuncture before my surgery 2 years ago. So
cool.
It was pretty interesting. It doesn't hurt, but and you pointed it out too that if an area was tight, that I might feel a little something.
Yeah.
And there were a few places I felt a little something, but I was a horrible patient as a kid. Anytime somebody pulled out a needle, I was that terror tantrum, everything. 18, got a tattoo, and it was like, okay, I can't do that shit anymore. So, no, it's not even like a tattoo. I mean, for the most part, you don't feel anything. So you just chill out, and she sticks needles in you.
For what it's worth, you were a good patient. You did great.
Thank you. The only thing I regret was not waxing or shaving my back. That's one of the things about growing older as a guy. It's just places that are not supposed to be hairy, and that's start to get hairy, and it's gross.
Anyway, thanks for showing up, ladies.
See, this is how it works.
Awesome.
I bet that they've seen some things.
A few things, yeah. Probably shouldn't tell.
Yeah, we'll not say names on air.
They would be good for a comedy hour, I'm telling you.
Oh boy. Ashley, would you like to kind of talk a little bit more about what you do?
Absolutely. I do intuitive tarot at the clinic. Can you hear me now?
Much better.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I do intuitive tarot, and I also do an energy healing where I can, pull energy?
We clear.
Yeah, it's clearing and pulling energy. I call it ethereal hands.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh.
And then
all right,
come up in here, you're going to catch some of these ethereal hands.
Sounds pretty badass, actually.
It does. Nerd alert, it sounds like a D&D spell.
Hey.
Hands.
I'm okay with that, actually.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then Wendy?
Okay, I'm a Reiki master, and I work with pretty much sound healing. I'm a sound alchemist, and so I work with frequencies to clear energy and all the good things.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
What
is the brown note?
The brown note.
The brown note.
We don't have a brown
what
note.
frequency
that.
is
There's
the
a brown
brown
note.
note?
So my
It's so
frequencies
low
that I
and
work
rumbly, it
with
makes you
is
shit your
for
pants. That's the brown note.
no words.
You never know. Somebody might come in constipated.
Hey, it's only
Energy
reserved.
can make
It
you
can
shit.
make you go to the bathroom.
If you,
Yeah.
You clear
I'm gonna
enough
be real.
things.
Yes,
if
when
you
you
clear
start
enough, you
clearing
can
energy,
It's not just
No, that's cool.
it's not
That's
just
cool.
emotional, it's physical.
yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So when Wendy does Reiki, and I'm telling you, everybody should experience that.
Yeah, and break that down for us
She
too.
is very clairvoyant. So she sees, like, you might have animals come in, you might have ancestors come in. You just don't know. And it's really individual, obviously individual person, but she will get guidance. So if you're looking for clarity, guidance, clearing, healing, really both of these ladies do this a lot, but it's just amazing. You're like, you saw what? Or I'll say something and this is what I felt, because I'm not looking at her, you're kind of half asleep almost by the time she's done, but then she'll tell me something. I'm like, oh, I could actually feel what you're talking about, or I knew that person was there, or
That's
so
cool.
It is very, very cool. It's just not what most people experience.
Is it always like an individual experience, or is there like times where you've had like one or two people in one
We
of
just
those?
did a gathering where we did a whole bunch of people.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
It turned out really good. I mean, it was interesting. I pulled from just about everybody that was there. I think everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We had things come in for everybody.
We did.
Everything
clearing.
from inner child work to just about anything. Ancestors and people that had passed.
Yep.
It was pretty cool.
It really
Wow.
is.
How long have you been doing that?
Since 2019, I'd say.
Okay. How, and forgive me, how, like,
Yeah, let's preface that we're all ignorant. to
Yeah,
this.
You're good.
Like, I'm fascinated by this. Like,
Yeah.
how do you train to
So
be
I
a
actually,
Reiki
I mean,
master
like
of
Reiki master in general, you have to take courses to actually become a Reiki master, and there are different levels and different types of Reiki that you can do, and that's how you become with that. And then just your own practice, you start to develop those
Intuition.
skills.
Yeah.
Along with it, it's just I think everybody just kind of pulls from their own thing,
Yeah.
just like you have your
Yep.
different.
I'm
Ashley
Reiki
has different
certified,
things,
but it's turned into something else for me.
right.
So, yeah, we're all masters of Reiki at the clinic.
Yeah.
So,
So that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
with the,
Like, I just have a vision of you like in a like a Buddhist monastery or something. Like
with
Take that.
Do you have a gong?
we have drums.
We have drums, but I don't have a gong right now.
We need to get them
Now
a
I'd
gong.
love to
Yeah.
have
We
a
need to
gong.
find out how to get them a gong.
Yes.
That would be cool.
That would be
Yes.
great.
And what were the like the singing bowls, or you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, I was like,
That's what
That's
she
what I
has.
have.
Yeah.
She has the
Oh,
sound
right
bowls.
on.
I
Yeah.
have crystal.
crystal.
Mine are crystal.
oh, nice.
They're pretty good size.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm straight going to the Golden Child. Can I have the knife, please?
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
so
pretty
with the frequency in particular, and you're talking about, there's kind of different branches. Is it all frequency based, or are there different like ways to tune in to that type?
So my bowls are actually tuned to 428.
Okay.
So that's usually what I work with, but I also use like rain drums. I have all kinds of different things that break up energy.
Mm-hmm.
Drums are especially a big energy, breakup and stuff, but
Absolutely.
it really just depends on the person and what I'm feeling at the moment. Everybody's different. Sometimes I use it. Sometimes I don't feel need to use it. So it's interesting.
I feel like we should set up a bunch of microphones and record it, and then we've been talking about putting shit in between our songs live. That'd be kind of cool.
That would
We
be
could do
really
that.
cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
kinda
That would be neat.
I
Absolutely.
I kind of had this feeling like should have brought them,
I should have brought them.
but I had that like,
They're only
That's-
50 pounds.
They're only
So
50
it's like
pounds.
50 pounds.
just a reason to bring you back. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, you're the opening act now. You clear the energy of
I'll
the
clean
crowd
right.
before we.
We're going to bring in the good juju.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That
just
is-
don't chill them out.
Oh, well,
I don't know what to tell
what you
you.
want.
And then Ashley, particularly with is it tarot?
Yeah,
Okay, I always want to say tarot, like carrot.
because
And
of how
I-
it's spelled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a French word, right?
Believe. Or Italian.
In particular with like tarot, kind of same questions in terms of like what got you into it, what kind of
Oh,
drove
goodness.
you to explore that.
My spiritual awakening in 2017.
Gotcha.
We got a
I was
story.
very drawn to finding answers, and I was like, I can find them for myself. So I learned tarot.
Very cool.
And then I came over one day, and a girl at the clinic had given me a deck of cards, and she's like, do a reading for me. She goes, holy crap, how'd you know that? And I was like, it was the cards. Ever since then, Mom's like, you should do this at the clinic. And ever since then, I have. So
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not a traditional tarot reader. Like, I don't necessarily follow a format with my cards. It's very intuitive. What comes out needs to come out, and then I also get additional messages. So very
Awesome.
clairvoyant when it comes to that kind of thing. The cards just help.
That's awesome. And then Jen,
Mhm.
with like acupuncture in particular.
Yeah.
Same kind of vein.
What drew you
like,
to acupuncture?
I had a headache for about 2 months, and I did everything. I did all kinds of scans and testing, adjustments, massages, and somebody said, you should go get acupuncture. And in one session, it was about 85% gone. And I mean, I was like taking
Locked
Percocet
in
at
with it,
work.
yeah.
Like I had working with shades and my lights off because you can't not
Yeah.
do things any more than you know. But I was like, oh. And then I had another surgery, and they had me trying to balance hormone stuff. So they said, hey, get acupuncture for that. And I was like, oh, well, that changed my life. I'm like, yeah, I got to start doing this for people. Like, it just is too wonderful to not share. But one of my favorite is pre-op acupuncture.
Yeah.
I love that because it makes such a huge difference for people, especially if they have an allergy, you know, or whatever to the anesthetic or whatever they put you to sleep with. But that's my favorite. I could
Yeah.
just do that all day, every day. It's the best.
Now, you know, mine was for colon surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Does it change depending on what?
No, and it
There's
doesn't
just-
even have to be anything like where you're all the way out. You know, I have had people that have had multiple teeth pulled, and then in the middle of that came and asked, can we try that? And I'm like, yeah, we can. And they said where normally they would they just take the whole day off because they're going to be out of it. He was like, by 9-10 o'clock, I was good to go. I mean, I didn't go back to work. You know, it's still great. But,
Yeah.
but he said it was a game changer, you know, for him having dental surgery. And so, and I had a friend come in and do it for me. I was having dental work done. I said, I'm just going to lay down, and he handed a magic marker. And I said, you touch my back, I'll tell you where to put the marks. Because there's nobody here to do that for you. So you train people really quick. But no, it's anything you're having done to your body that's, you know, any kind of dental, any surgery, even, you know, you don't have to be out. So it's really
You missed
great.
your window.
Yeah,
Just got your wisdom
I just
teeth
got
pulled.
wisdom teeth
Oh.
pulled out.
I mean, you
Did-
can still come get acupuncture.
We didn't talk about it. Did you get the nitrous?
I did, but I mean, this is the only time I've ever been put out. I know I don't mean to get us off track, but it was just a weird experience because they gave me the nitrous. I'm having a conversation. They totally aware, don't feel funny at all. They put the IV in, having a conversation, and then like someone flipped a switch. I just was off.
Oh, so you
so
were
I
completely
never-
out.
Yeah, I was completely out. I never got to feel the effects of the
You
nitrous
didn't get-
at all.
Oh.
I'm like, why did they even do that?
Right.
But
Take the edge off before you passed out, I guess. I don't
guess,
know. When
yeah.
I had mine pulled, all I had was nitrous, but that was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that was amazing. It's like, can you pull anything else next week?
Only thing I had was anesthesia, and I just remember, because the doctor tells you like, okay, I think they told me it was cold, like whenever you feel it or whenever they inject it, and I remember looking at the doctor and going, oh, that is cool, and I fell asleep, and I woke up so rejuvenated. And I think it was a precursor to me understanding that I needed to be on a CPAP because they put oxygen in my nose. And so I woke up from a 30-minute nap going, this is awesome.
Well, and the light anesthesia is good because you don't wake up groggy. You don't wake up anything after the surgery. And it took me a while to wake up. And then, of course, they intubated me and everything. Throat's dry. My tongue felt like a piece of shoe leather. And I'm trying to say, give me ice. And I'm like, and then, okay, so again, we're going off topic here. But the surgeon said, look, I think everything will be fine, but there is a chance that you might have to have a colostomy bag or maybe just temporarily or what. And, I'm like, well, great. Stay positive. Not going to be there. And I don't know what was going on, but my recovery nurse was sitting right next to me and just some battle axe. Anyway, she had like my file or something setting on my stomach. And so I'm kind of like coming to, and there's something setting on my stomach. I'm like, oh God, no. And then finally coming in, she just picks it up and walks out. What the hell? So there was that.
So when someone comes to the clinic, what are some of the more common reasons that someone would come to see, like each one of you for your specialties?
I have done a lot of energy clearing in the last couple weeks for people, especially with kids and behavior stuff.
Ashley is very good with kids. Yeah. Because of how we clear things, kids are drawn to her. And so pretty much all like behavior stuff. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no, you're fine.
Seen from the outside, it's just like somebody said, hey, my kid, you need to talk to Ashley because she's the kid whisperer.
And he's had a huge improvement in only 2 sessions. So
wow.
It's been exciting.
Just like kids that are acting out. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's cool.
So is it like a consultation sometimes whenever people come in, they're like, I don't necessarily know what I'm looking for, but this is what I'm struggling with? Is there?
Yeah, we'll recommend who we think is best and what is best.
Gotcha.
A lot of times people will message us or sometimes they'll call, but it's really pretty quick, and a lot of times it's regular people coming in, but they realize we have new things. And so then it's like, well, would this help my kid or my grandkid or, whatever that is? Or, after a while, I have people go, I always thought massage was just like, oh, that's nice. But now I realize it's more like it's energy and it's emotional and it's support, and it's kind of like the same. People call, well, what's the Reiki thing? Or I can't sleep. Or, yeah, see Wendy, she's going to relax you and kind of change almost. It kind of resets. It's not just this. Nothing we do is one and done, because everybody always has stuff going on. But, Ashley and I've done, and you've done tandem a few times. So when we work on people together, it's like everything works twice as fast, twice as good. So if you've got some deep stuff going on, and a lot of things are ancestral, like they go back into family patterns. And so when we can all get together, and like we did for our group gathering, like one of us will be like, oh, okay, well, your grandma's here. And then one of us will feel like you're holding anger in your shoulder. And so we're able, and like Ashley can actually see in the body and see different shapes and lights and
energy.
And how that all kind of came about was really interesting.
We found that out by mistake.
Well, it was kind of by mistake. But it's, and I'm not really off topic, but it kind of goes all over the place because it is all over the place. But we always joke about it at the end of the day, everything's energy. I mean, really, when you get down to it.
She was hurting really bad one day, and she's like, get in here. She's like, what is this in my whatever? And I told her, and I pulled it out, and she's like, well, I feel better. And I was like, I didn't know I could do that.
Well, and I came out one time, and I said, I was working on someone and I got a vision of you putting your hands on, it was my heel at the time. And that's when she started to, she goes, I'm not doing Reiki. I don't know what this is. And I go, well, I saw it. They showed me you doing it, and whoever, I said, so just try it. Well, then she'd done it quite a few times after about, because I couldn't hardly walk. After about 4 sessions, I didn't have any pain. So we were both like,
It's just for
what
me
the
to put my
heck?
hands on it.
Yeah, like, let's keep doing that. And so then I came out from another session and I said, hey, I had another vision, and they said, you need to quit calling it, like putting my hands on your knee, and just see it all as energy. So she had Reiki with Wendy, and she's like, it's like the cosmos, like you're seeing the space. And she's like, that's what I'm seeing. It's all energy. So it's kind of funny how we all kind of overlap. It kind of braids together. And without even knowing, like independently, we'll just kind of support what the other person said. And we're like, oh yeah, that's what I just heard yesterday. So it's really cool and interesting when we all work together, even though we love to share and heal, but we always can turn to each other and be like, holy crap, what is going on today?
Right.
Because it's a Monday. No, it's
A
not.
lot.
Okay, well then what's going on?
Today.
That's today.
Today is the most Monday Tuesday of my life.
It has been for a lot of people.
So,
But it is good.
oh, so sorry.
No, you're
No, you're
good.
fine.
It's just cool.
Whenever I was in high school, one of the first jobs that I actually almost chose as my career was I was a mortician's apprentice. And one of the takeaways from that job, and still to this day, I think it was by far one of the most rewarding jobs that I've ever worked. I assume that like what you guys do, you walk away, especially after helping, whether it be like troubled kids or people that are in pain post-op, and seeing the impact that it has. Is it a very rewarding profession?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. And there's one kid that I started seeing, and now I see his whole family. So I get to see the whole family get better, and that's pretty amazing.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And especially seeing that growth in terms of like it starts with one, and then you see it. Like some people, people are naturally they've got to see it to believe, right?
Right.
Yes.
Very much so, especially with this stuff.
I'm sure.
We see
I'm
that a
sure.
lot.
Yeah.
And then kind of seeing that develop throughout the family, I think that'd be really cool to observe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Do you ever, all right, you're clearing energy, maybe someone's, or it's a particularly bad day. Do you ever come away from that feeling like now, like I've given like all my energy into clearing the energy, just like any of the, I don't know how to phrase this properly, but like any of the bad juju kind of
stuck
like
on you?
get stuck
do you guys get
yeah.
caught in the crossfire on some of
Yeah,
that stuff?
that's a good way to say
We
it.
learn to connect in such a way that it's not our energy we're using, it's universal energy. So we're not depleting ourselves, and we're very, very good at making sure we clear our spaces when we're done, and we break all energy ties, so we don't do that.
Okay.
You have to be very intentional when you work with energy.
So not the living force, the cosmic force.
The cosmic force, yes.
But before we learned that, yes. We would
There
get
were
sick,
times that
we would have
we had to learn the
pain.
hard way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see if something, but now it's like, we're done. It's like Harry Potter. Just
Yeah.
clean the room.
Well, I think
Nice.
it's also good to like you said, all of you guys are Reiki.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I didn't
Yeah.
mispronounce that all of you guys are Reiki certified. So all of you kind of look out for each other in terms of like, okay, like what's going on for like you're like, can you just take a look, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good, it's almost like a buddy system, right?
We do a lot of work for each other.
Good.
Mhm. Yeah,
A
we
lot of
do.
trading. Yeah.
And the cool thing is you don't have to be in person.
Mm-mm.
Like you can call. I have a client I talk with every week. It's in another state. And so we can even call each other. Or sometimes she's called me and go, are you okay? No, I'm not. But we just know, once you kind of get to that point, but I know
Reiki's by proxy.
Yeah.
So, they have things on YouTube, things like that. It's available to people, even if they're not in front of you.
Yeah.
So it ties back into the potentially recording,
Yeah.
putting it in between our sets, and we're like, all right, we're gonna tune in this crowd.
So
We need to start tuning to what did you say, 448? 428?
428, right?
428.
428.
Yeah. Look, man, we just got the tracks set, so
I know. Pitch shifted a little
This
bit.
album is
Next
never
album, next
coming
album.
out.
Next
This
album.
album is never coming out.
Yeah.
I always heard,
Can't seem clear.
I'm going off on a rabbit trail, but
the tuning.
yeah, people have said like the Earth is tuned to 432 or something like that.
Yeah, you have different frequencies
Yeah.
for everything.
Right on.
Are people naturally tuned to different frequencies?
People are at different frequencies. hmm
Can you tell a lot based off the frequency that they're tuned to?
I can walk in
Mm-hmm.
and know if you are pissed off, if you're sad, if you're frustrated,
Depressed.
tired, depressed. It all
Super happy.
feels different.
Mm.
When you say words, can you guys feel it too?
hmm
Okay. We can feel the frequency of a word. So if you're not telling the truth, and not maybe like you don't know, but if it's this blatant kind of thing, it stands out. It feels different. I mean, everybody can do this. It's just paying attention.
Right.
It's like
Right.
when you
Right.
Right.
hit a chord on the guitar. You know, if somebody else
If
plays
something's out of
it,
tune.
yeah, and somebody else plays it, you're like, oh, you better check that.
Right.
And we will do that to each other. We're like, well, that does not
That
sound
doesn't feel good.
That's
feels
not truth. Yeah, that feels gross is Ashley's phrase. That feels gross.
No, we just set up Quentin's pedal board, and we added this little thing that allows him to just make ambient noise,
Atmospheric.
kind of droning type stuff.
yeah.
But we purposely set in a pitch shifter to just pitch up half a step, but it's mixed 50-50, which is just
A very dissonant interval.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's playing this, getting it all. It's like nightmare.
Yeah. It's
And so,
my nightmare.
so
preset.
when we got, we go and record you, and we can balance this
Say
shit
we're,
out. and-
we're creating AME customers is what we're doing.
yeah.
We're getting everyone all out of
Then we're gonna
joint.
sweep the leg. Nightmare. I did have one question that maybe you guys are also wondering. Just out of curiosity, given we kind of touched base on seeing is believing for a lot of people, especially in your. Do you have like people that are intentionally skeptical that try and come in and
hmm
Yeah.
All the time.
Debunk you.
yeah,
Yep.
really
Yep. Especially with my intuitive tarot and just getting messages, because what I do is not always physical.
mm-hmm.
So they'll come in very skeptical, like, you're not going to know anything about me. Okay. But there is some truth. Like, if you're not open, it is a lot harder.
Oh yeah, naturally.
Yeah.
Like you have to be open minded, right?
hmm
So
And I've told somebody, I'm like, I don't feel like this is the right place for you.
Yeah.
I'm not here to be tested. I'm here to help.
Right.
Yeah.
right, and if it's
So-
going to be an uphill battle the whole time,
Mhm.
your time
Yeah.
is worth more.
Yep.
Helping someone else that's in
Mhm.
tune to the process.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you're just honest and upfront about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. That's one thing in our training is we rate everything on a 0 to 10.
Mhm.
So if somebody wants to come in, like we'll check in, even we'll talk with each other and say, how's this feel to you? And if they're not at 8 or above, it's like, if you want, we can do a session to raise that. Because if you're just genuinely uncertain or limiting beliefs that have caused
But
you to be
wanting
Right.
to approach it.
yeah. And
Okay.
if not, if we can't get it, then we just can't work with them. But it's that kind of thing, if it's not really they want to change or they want help or to get better, it's like, yeah, we honor their time enough to say that's not okay.
Right.
We're just good luck,
Yeah.
Yeah.
lots of love to you.
Help you find what you're looking
yes,
for.
but that's just something we've all talked about, and it's just easier to check in, with how we do it, and even ask each other, and so it just kind of protects everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So we try to be really ethical in that because we know there's people that aren't. So it's really important to us.
No, I think that's great.
It seems like there's a real a spiritual aspect to this. Is this without going too personal or anything? Is there does this fall in line with like religious beliefs for you or
No.
no?
We don't
Okay.
really have specific religious beliefs. It's more universal law
Mm-hmm.
for
Okay.
us. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but we are open. I will work with anybody who I work with Jesus a lot for people because that's what's comforting for them.
Yeah.
there's that energy, and so it will come through.
Yeah, and work with angels a lot too.
Yeah.
So
right
we
on.
work with all of that. We just
Ancestors too.
we,
Like,
yeah.
and I guess it's on the forefront of my mind. Earlier this year, I converted to Catholicism, and we talk a lot about the communion of saints, which we pray for our ancestors, basically.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
I see a lot of things like
we have
that.
different angels show up
Jesus,
for people, and
Mary.
Jesus, and
Mm-hmm.
Anything that wants to come through
Yeah.
will come through.
Well,
We are-
it's good that you are not kind of shoehorning yourself into
Oh yeah.
one single box.
We don't bring
of
in
course
bad
that goes
energy.
that work against you for some people, but
But in
again,
that-
it goes back to you rating. You know, oh,
Well,
well.
I think in that same regard, it kind of falls back in line with it's energy based.
Mm-hmm.
What that energy is perceived as doesn't
Oh,
matter.
yeah.
It's energy at the end
as
of the
long
day.
as it's love and above,
That's
we
our,
work with it.
Yes.
There you
Love
go.
or above is all
We don't
work
bring
with.
in bad.
No.
Nope.
Nothing
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Reiki can never hurt you.
Nope.
It can only help you.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
Except for Quentin's droning
nightmare.
nightmare sounds.
That's not Reiki. That's just a
yeah,
horrible
that's
sound.
No, it's cool. I swear, it's cool. It's cool.
What's the opposite of Reiki? It's like
Droning
probably
on.
not.
Oh no. We're kidding.
No.
I don't even know what
Stuff
you
that
call
we have no business messing with.
Not love or
That's
above.
Yeah. Survey says that's the number one answer.
Was it Dee that sent the Steve Harvey thing the other day?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was really
That's definitely
disturbing.
not love or above. That was weird.
You never know what you get with one of those.
We
It's one of
send
the
each other-
animated things.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we send each other like just the weirdest things that we can find on the internet. It's probably not the greatest thing in the world to do to each other.
You got to have humor.
But
You
yeah.
got to.
yes.
There's no way.
Yes, definitely. So Jen, I know you've been to the end of Summer Bash. Ashley, you've also been.
Yeah, I went last year to help Mom.
In general, do you mind kind of talking about from I guess
Oh yeah. Tudor
From-
horn.
okay. From your guys' perspective, on the outside, first time attendees, what was some of your takeaways? What's the atmosphere? What works?
Well, hell,
what
what's
doesn't
the energy?
work?
Oh, the energy was really good. It was very welcoming,
Good.
warm, and open.
Good.
Yes.
You felt like you belonged, even if you didn't know anybody. It's
Yeah.
very weird to say that way, but
Good.
it's very opening, very warm environment.
Yeah. Very. Yeah.
That's definitely what we're shooting for.
Yeah, and I mean it goes against the grain of everything that Cherryville seems like it would be about,
Metal festival.
yeah, in a corner of southeast Kansas, really Bible Belt cowboy country. But the support that we get is amazing, and the turnouts have been growing. And I don't know.
From
With
one-
the help of our most gracious sponsor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's awesome. Like, I like all music, but the first year I came, I was just like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed it. Obviously, when I came back the next year, of course, I'm going to help anyway. But everybody go. Everybody just needs to be here.
Experience
and
it.
Yes, you have to show up. I'm telling everybody that's listening to tell everybody that they know it's really not something you want to miss.
Thank you.
I love it
I'm looking forward to coming back this year.
very much. Are you
Excellent.
looking forward to going?
Yeah, I've never been. So
Oh,
this
hell
will be
yeah.
a first.
Yeah, no.
This is going to be the best
So
one
we're
yet.
ready
The
for a
fans are
kick-ass
wonderful.
time.
The people have a good vibe.
They do.
It's just a good time.
And we got to talk to some of the bands after, and everybody just super chill and friendly. And yeah, it was,
Well, yeah, and the ones that aren't, they're not
not
gonna
talking
stick
to you right
around
here.
They don't stay very long.
No,
They don't match the vibe.
Yeah.
No,
That's something about just
Energy.
this show is that it's not like a people apply and we have some kind of process. It's like we picked the coolest.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a selfish.
It's 100% self-indulgent. It is.
Yeah, it's
such
like
a
we like
selfish
this
festival.
band. We want them to be here.
Yeah.
So and we know they're cool.
The thing that we didn't anticipate was having to make like difficult decisions in terms of like, we only got like 2 more slots. What?
Yeah. And there's a lot of that for sure.
There's a lot of that.
And as we grow, there is a lot of that. Hey, where can we submit? You know,
Right.
and like, you know, we still got a bunch of friends that we haven't gotten on our stage yet. You know, we've got to get through all them before we start, you know, trying to, and hopefully we continue to make more friends. So it's always a selection process that
So it's going to be
comes from our heart.
Yeah.
You know,
But it's not like, oh, these guys are cool, but their music is crap, but let's throw them a bone. It's none of that. It's like they
Right.
got to be a really awesome band too.
Well, if you didn't know, you do a
except for our
great
music.
job
Our
picking
music's crap.
bands.
well, thank you. We try and keep it diverse, but at the same time, to be honest with you, cover bands and lighter rock and obviously country and stuff like that, they have no problems getting shows. It's the heavier bands that are always struggling to get shows and struggling to get paid. And so, you know, that's why the end of summer bash always steers pretty heavy. We'll throw in somebody who's, you know, not as
Alternative, I think.
Yeah, more
I think that's a
alternative,
good way to
But it's still
describe
going to be probably guitar driven music.
yeah. We may
it. We're breaking that rule.
we may have a bit of a surprise kicking off the show this year that might be a little more synthy, but you know,
But we say it all the time.
it's our show.
We say it all the time. We're really blessed in this area that there is such a community focus kind of to the musicians around here. It's like everyone wants to lift each other up. It's just going back to the energy. And it's good. You know, definitely not the case in some areas.
No,
it can get very competitive and backbiting and
it was that way. You know, late 90s when I was just starting to play. I mean, it was very territorial. And, you know, it still is to an extent, but I think everybody has more tools to get the word out. And I don't know. It's a different vibe. You know, I don't think everybody has the dream of, you know, being successful and living off their music, but I don't think anybody now
expects it.
No, that was something that I got very comfortable with when you started teaching me to play. This is a hobby. This is not
an expensive hobby, but it's so rewarding.
Oh, it is fun. And then, you know, sharing the stage with Dad is a unique experience. That, you know, I threw that out whenever we did our questionnaires in terms of what got you. Oh, it's kind of unique. You know, my dad brought me in. Like, so many musicians followed their father in those questions, and I was like, man, I feel like a jackass. I'm special. Like,
I'm such a cliche.
But one thing you notice from those is most of those, you know, they picked up the instrument their father played, so they never shared the stage with their father.
Well, the big one for sure was he was desperate for a bass player, and he was just like, this kid could maybe figure it out. It's 4 strings. How hard could it be? You know. So.
I've always said I had problems with bass players, so I just grew one.
But and the extension of that, just welcoming community is now, like you're here and you're a part of it, and that's amazing to us. That just the broader community support for this endeavor is just amazing, and we don't take it for granted. And
definitely not.
It just surprises me every time I think about it that everyone's so into it. So again, thank you.
Yeah. So are you contemplating a 2-day festival or thing coming?
So I would love to.
That.
I know.
I do see that.
Yeah.
I would love to. One thing I have learned over the years of friends and other people I've been associated with putting on festivals is trying to grow too fast. And it blowing up in their faces, and then that's why these things don't happen anymore. You know, this is the 5th year. You know, we could have maybe tried to push a little harder to do something bigger, but it's, you know, it's a crapshoot. Live music in general is a crapshoot. But I just, just build it slowly. Just
Yeah.
build it slowly.
We got 2
Keep the
food trucks
quality
this
up.
year. 2 food trucks.
Yeah, I mean that's
That's double the food trucks from
that's
last year.
right. What I foresee happening before multiple days is adding a second stage to where we could,
In between.
Yes.
where where we have like 10 bands now, we could go to 15 by having them
Right.
play, and then
In
you got more time in between bands to set up and different stuff like that, and that just.
That's gonna slightly bum me out because I love DJing in between. Last year we kind of opened up all the musicians to do like what their guilty pleasure artist or song is, and I sprinkled it into the playlist of like all this metal. So it was like
Backstreet Boys and
TLC.
TLC.
It was phenomenal.
Who did you sing?
I said Kelly Clarkson.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
The song I sang when we were having technical difficulties?
Yeah.
Oh, Miley Cyrus.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what is he singing?
Yeah. Come to realize after I did it that I was in a different tuning.
Oh
Oh.
no.
I think everybody was feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
That
We
was-
were late enough, and
No, not me. But
Quentin hits the stage, they start going
well,
down.
unfortunately, I would have made it a lot farther if not for that technical. Because while we were waiting, I was just drinking, and then we were time to play, and I was like, "Oh." So
That's never happened before.
never ever,
No.
never ever.
When you have 3 intuitive ladies sitting here going, you're going to have a
Yeah.
multiple
Yeah.
day. Because I knew I could feel it. And so when they were all like, yeah, I see that.
It is.
I'm just going to put that out there right now that we'll need some volunteers if that's going to happen.
I was expecting Zach to throw up.
I
his
mean,
hands.
like-
we're
like-
getting a different sound guy. I'm not.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying like multiple stages.
That's a
Like
really
I'm not
nice
running
way,
the sound
yeah.
for 2 stages.
That was a
it's gonna
nice
be
way
hard.
of putting it.
Yeah.
It's already like hard. I'm honestly, I love that we do this, but that day is just about 16 hours of pure stress.
And you do a phenomenal job.
Oh, thanks.
And-
I try. But
That's why I go easy on you for the 8 months of preparation.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Because I'm going to dump all of it on you that day.
No, I get it.
The in general though, it like I look forward to all the shows, but the big one for me is end of summer. That's the one thing I always look forward to. Good way to give back to the community, our actual community, and then the music community.
Yeah.
Just getting them more involved. And I think I talked about it in the interview, was kind of pertaining to, being included in that next generation of the music scene and helping kind of foster that and grow that. It's important to me because, I play with, a bunch of dads that are 20 years me. And, I see like there's one of the bands this year, it's announced, right? I can say it. Yeah, we've been saying it. Tyrannus, a bunch of young kids, much younger than me. And so I look at them, I'm like, oh no, I'm getting old. But, seeing that continue to grow and continue to foster, because there's obviously that stereotype of like, music is dying, local music is. I don't think that's the case. Like if you look at the boards, it's clearly not.
Yeah.
There are so many bands up here. So
For the record, we keep Quentin around just that we know things like what skibbity means.
Goodness.
Well, I still don't know what it means. I just know how to use it in a sentence.
Riz.
I intentionally use it just to irritate my son.
So fun. It is so
I'm like,
fun.
that's so Sigma.
It's
He's like,
Yeah,
Mom.
exactly.
And he just,
Skibidi. Skibidi.
Like,
we're
from
going to have
Ohio.
to say that. We're going to have to say it.
I have no idea really what it means, but I just like to irritate him
Because
with
he
it.
hates it when we do it.
I'm like, Mom.
Makes me think of Talladega Nights. I don't know what that is, but I love it.
It was fun the other day. He said, I don't know what we were talking about, but he was saying something like it just came out, and I was like, okay, Google. So I brought up like 80s slang, right? Late 80s ish. And he's like, what? How long has that been around? I'm like, yeah, honey, it's not a new word. So we went through all the 80s stuff. So then he would throw words at me, and then I would throw back this scoobity. I know.
You said it wrong.
No, I said it like that.
Intentionally saying it wrong is almost more fun.
Yes.
Because kids will be like, actually.
Not quite
no.
right.
And that's what I want to remember that so I can say that to him because he's going to be like, oh my God.
Oh, it's like it physically hurts him to hear it.
Yes.
He's like, oh,
Yes.
No cap.
I love it.
For real.
bussin'.
Oh, you cringe, bro.
For real, bruh.
Those are predominantly the memes that get tossed around.
Dead ass.
Yeah.
Got to keep up with the times. Oh.
Yes.
Well, we kind of touched on it, but I just really want to hone in on it. If there are people out there listening and they're thinking about coming to AME Clinic, like I'm having trouble wording this correctly, I think, but what kind of issues, like so if someone's just sitting there going like, man, I don't know what's going on, I just feel anxious,
They don't have an answer.
yeah, or
All of those people.
right. I guess
Everything.
just
We can handle everything, really.
yeah.
I mean,
just anything. Just if some, I guess I'm trying to just kind of
right.
get specific with
Like
it.
some examples.
Yeah, some examples would be awesome.
I'm gonna medical disclaimer. Like, obviously, we don't get medical advice, and we're not
We don't
doing
claim to cure
surgery.
anything.
Right.
Yeah, we don't cure anything,
yes.
but pretty much anything that's an emotional issue at all,
Well, it
Okay.
will physically manifest in your body as
and that's the
physical
thing.
things.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a war with the mind too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of what you have going on in your body
Is emotional.
is emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and it may not even be yours. So
I
yes,
say that
so
to
all
my-
those people, there's really nobody
Okay.
that shouldn't walk in our door.
People experiencing pain or
Mhm.
aches, and I don't know why this is bothering me, or
Yeah.
just
troubled behavior, I'm
anxiety,
sure.
depression,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
I had a lady say, I'm not angry anymore. Who doesn't want to be angry anymore? I mean,
Oh,
Right.
sheesh.
right?
Mhm.
We're like, holy crap, yeah. Anxiety.
This one lady who kept having this leg pain and nobody knew what it was about. Then she started clearing emotions and it just got better.
hmm
They just kept throwing medicine and different things at it and it just never really went away.
Yeah.
What is the easiest way to get a hold of you ladies? Like, what's the best approach if someone was...
So they can call or text the clinic,
Mhm.
and that is 620-688-0292. Nobody
Let me
knows it but me. They always ask me.
So we'll make sure to put your number
Yeah.
and a link.
And then our site, our
yeah.
page, they can do that too.
We all have business cards too
Yeah.
at the clinic. But yeah, 688-0292.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what you said. Come on.
I'll just make it sure.
Also, if you have some stuff going on and you can't leave your house, we can still help you.
We can do remote.
Mm-hmm. It is very, very good. Normal, like we do it quite often for people. So that's not an excuse.
No, the
And I say that, I
accessibility
laugh,
is
but yeah.
great. I mean, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
When you do energy work, you can be on the other side of the world. I mean, it's really, there's no limit. So
Wow.
it's
awesome.
amazing.
Is there anything that we haven't talked about?
Actually, so
Shut up.
Well,
Sam.
all right. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner.
so
Make an appointment to AME Clinic after the way Matt treats me.
we can, yeah.
We can clear
need
that.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there. So I guess I want like a clear definition of Reiki, because you're talking about you talk about Reiki, but then sound, I mean, like they were two separate things. Or
They are two separate things, but I infuse them together.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I
So-
guess what do we define? How do we define Reiki?
Reiki is an ancient Japanese practice,
Mhm.
and it's just energy work, and you embody that. And you basically, it's flowing through you to help others.
So is this similar to like when they talk
Kinda
about
like
the
how you-
chakras and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I mean, we clear
But that's
we clear chakras.
is that what is that? Hinduism or
Mhm.
just
No, that's
It's just a label for energy in your body.
Okay.
Energy points.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like meridians
Yeah.
in your body.
Okay.
You just kind of work with that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Kind of how the sound frequencies flow, the Reiki flows to you.
Okay. Okay. that
And it's
makes
just
sense.
infused together. So if you
Alright.
think of sound as in sound, that's how it works.
And Reiki is just one of those universal energies too, that
Let
you
me-
can tap into and be like a conduit for.
What are some other forms of, so you do like tarot readings, you
Mhm.
use and I forgot what the term
Sound bowl?
The sound bowls, the crystal sound bowls.
the crystal sound bowls, whether it be acupuncture
Mhm.
or massage. What are some other ways that it can be? I guess it kind of just depends on the person. Obviously, like you've alluded to that.
Mhm.
Are there some other examples in terms of other ways to channel that type of energy that you guys have been made aware of?
Okay, so here's an example.
That's what I do.
Yes, it's what we do. So we do gatherings once a month, and if you follow our page,
Mhm.
they're on there, and it's kind of for that anybody that's got a lot of questions. So
Right.
you come on down, we'll
Just wants
answer
to see
some
what's
more.
up.
So what we did toward the beginning, about a couple in, I think we called for. Well, we had a voluntold person, and I said, okay, now I want everybody to look at her and focus like love and like good vibes, whatever. And her body rocked forward.
Towards it.
Yeah, she freaked out. Like your body will gravitate toward positive energy. And I said, okay, now everybody direct negative toward her. And her body went back because your body will be repelled from negative. And so literally your intention, your thought, they were thinking, that was it. And it made that energy affect her body. So when you don't think, your words and your thoughts are really, so like if you played a song for your wife, it doesn't matter what it sounds like, but if you are singing with all that love and you're projecting that to her, she knows that's her song. Like she can feel that, right? That's it. Like everybody can do it. And that's what I'm talking about. Whatever you project at somebody, they're feeling it. You are channeling energy, not Reiki energy, but that's why we only do love or above. Because
Well, I think that kind of ties into some of the stuff that like us three have talked about on the podcast. Like I have immense respect and love for individuals that just create. Could be great, could be terrible, could be anywhere in between. You're going out and you are creating something. Just the same way as like what you're kind of talking about in terms of what you put out, what you get back, essentially, right? So I think with music, that's kind of our way of channeling a lot of that energy. So.
Well, and that also explains why every musician out there, when you get a good crowd, you feed off the energy and you give it right back to them.
Absolutely.
Every good crowd that we've ever had, I've always remembered them, despite
feel 'em.
how much beer I've drank.
I can definitely pick out like the show that had just like the most positive crowd.
It was
and
unreal.
you know what I'm talking about, too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I was like, that's the best show I've ever played. That's the best one.
Was that the one I almost passed out on?
Passed out.
What?
Really hot outside? Did that show?
No, it was a guitarist, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Saliva show.
Yep.
Yeah, that was outside.
That was
You
it.
almost passed out because it was so hot.
I sing hard.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that show.
Literally saw stars.
Really?
Came back.
No, this is the first time. This is
After the show.
news to us.
My cousin Danny and his wife were in the audience, and afterwards, Danny came up to me and goes, "You almost went down, man." I did.
Oh boy.
It's not the first time.
Fun thing about energy, one person's vibration rising can affect 750 people.
Wow.
We need bigger crowds.
Just from one person raising their frequency.
1,000.
1,000? I thought it was just 750.
I think it's 700.
That's a lot.
It's 700.
It's a significant amount.
Yeah, 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. But that's like part of what we do is teaching people the tools.
Right.
That's one of the reasons we're able to do what we do, because our vibration is so high intentionally that we can affect the energy of the person we're working with.
Are there exercises that you three have to do to maintain that?
Yes.
We work out every Monday and we
Yes,
try
we work out at the gym now.
Yeah.
So
3 protein shakes every day.
Yeah,
4
raw
cracked
eggs.
eggs.
Raw eggs every morning.
So we do a thing called Always Be Connected, ABCs. And this is something I learned from one of my teachers, Christy Sheldon. And so what you do is you connect the way that we connect. But what you do is you set an alarm for every hour. And mine usually goes from about 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you do is check in and go, how connected am I? Like 1 to 10, like I was talking about earlier. And it's like almost 7. Okay, so bring in more light, expand out. Okay, I'm good. But if we're somewhere, we'll look at each other. Like we know it does not feel good here. And so immediately, because you practice this, like, you can pick up anything anywhere and play it. We go expand. We went to somewhere in Branson and she's like, Mom, you need to expand a lot here. And I was like, yeah, I can feel it. Like, and so if you feel bad, you just learn and you expand. So that's our
Kind of like learning your crowd.
Right.
Yeah, very much.
You should be able to feel your crowd. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
same, really the same thing.
And before someone comes in, we're already getting energetic downloads, so we know if we need to do extra grounding, which is going outside and putting our feet in the dirt. We know if we need to meditate a little bit beforehand, or if we need to connect more.
That was something that I really focused on, to just kind of be pretty open about my mental health. I struggled with the depression in college for a little bit. I was on antidepressants. And one of the exercises whenever I was in therapy was to practice grounding. And so I tried to find different ways that, would just put me in a position that I would be hyper aware of. And the thing that worked for me the most was just like in the shower.
Perfect.
Focusing on the water hitting me.
Yes.
And then, the heat of the water and all those things. So it's still very therapeutic to me.
Yeah.
Grounding is very important. Everybody should do it.
Yeah. We've had people we take out in the front yard to help ground before we even start with them because we can feel like, oh, okay, and I'm the worst at grounding. I'm always so up here. I'm just more ethereal. She's like,
You gotta connect to the earth.
do you not like grounding? I'm like, kind of.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Peacock. But yeah, so we call each other out a lot. Kind of like you guys would be like, what's the matter with you? Tune that. You can hear it. But yeah.
The most fun that I ever have on stage is, because we play the song so often, is, whether it's like Dad or whether it's Zach, and like Zach will mess up this fill, and it's so minor. It is the smallest thing, and I just turn and I'm like, I got you. Nobody else saw it, but I did.
I always tell Mom the people across the street are just used to the weird lady standing barefoot in the front yard at the AME Clinic.
Yes.
Or hugging a tree outside.
Yeah. Well, the hugging tree's out back, but nearly all of them. We like the...
Wendy's
I'm always
a big tree
hoping my
hugger.
neighbors aren't looking. At this point, I probably don't care.
Cool thing about trees
Let
is
them watch.
trees are actually very helpful for grounding. They'll take energy from you and put an energy back in. So when people talk about tree huggers, that's like a real thing.
Yeah, big time.
It's really actually a proven,
Yeah,
they're
it's
living
proven.
organisms.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
most of the time older than us. So
Yeah.
I think the biggest takeaway I have is that our energy didn't scare them out of the room.
that is a plus.
Yeah.
That is a plus.
Yeah.
I've been
into
thinking
good
about like,
kudos
ever
to
since
us.
you guys have been talking about, it's like, oh God, what kind of vibes am I giving off? Oh, no.
Nerd.
I find it, like we talk about this a lot too, is that fear I think people have when they come in. And I'm telling, if you want to come to a place where there's no judgment and the energy is like love or above, it's the clinic. Because we really do work from that place. There's no judgment. People know they can come in and talk about whatever they want, like whatever you need to get off your chest or whatever we can clear for you. So it's very...
And we're never going to tell you anything you're not ready to hear.
Yes. We have agreements with that. Like nothing comes through that you
can't
can't
be
receive.
received.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility,
Right.
and that's also got to be very, very difficult, I would think.
It's intuitive. You just
Yeah.
know.
You just
It's
know.
just a...
It's an intention
You
Just
that's
can,
set.
comes
you
with
can
practice.
feel it
Yeah.
immediately if you're like, I'm not saying that. That's not
Yeah.
coming out to them. They're not ready for that,
Gotcha.
and that's fine.
I guess just that takes discipline on your part.
I guess
It's a
I would think
responsibility.
so.
it's just a, I don't know, just a feeling I
Yeah.
get. I can't really explain too much of it. I don't know if you guys do the same thing, or
Mhm.
I just go no.
Well, the agreement, like I just have an agreement, I guess, with I would say my guides or angels, higher self, it doesn't matter what you call it, that, because I would get messages for people and I'm like, I can't say that. People are going to think I'm crazy.
Right.
When I
right.
first started. Well, then, so I just said, you know what? Don't give me anything that someone can't receive. And so that was kind of my safe for me, safe for them. They're not going to freak out.
Well, yeah,
I'm not going to be judged.
You don't want to
Right.
startle
Yeah.
them and scare them to the point of like.
So we just kind of have that agreement.
And
So
everybody's terrified with tarot that I'm going to tell them if they're going to die or their health stuff. It's like, I don't do health, I don't do death, and I don't do lottery.
Yeah.
Don't ask. Can't tell you if I wanted to.
but I just can't see how much we truly love what we do, and it's really from a place of love. There's nothing scary or anything. Like, it's really just our heart and our passion.
I'd say that's very apparent. Just
That really
from
comes
all of
through.
the responses.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's incredible. I think that it's a very selfless thing. And I don't know. That's just really exciting.
I think it's as cool as having a metal fest in Southeast Kansas.
I think it's cooler.
Put on by 4 assholes.
Depends on who you ask, if what they think of us.
That's true.
No, but I mean, again, it goes back to this area is a very, very small community, and to have access to something like that, it's wild.
That is,
Yeah.
It's really grown.
It
I
has.
mean,
People are finding their tribe at the AME Clinic. It's pretty cool. They're like, I didn't know there were other people like me here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what led us to have
That's
the
great.
gatherings, because
Yeah.
people
great.
were like, oh my God, I'm not
Yeah.
crazy. Like, you think like I do. You talk like I do. So we will have a tent at.
Yes, that was going to come up,
Yeah,
but
I
you
wanted
got
to
it.
ask.
So.
All right. So, what we would like to, we talked about like, what do we want to have there? So we thought about just asking everybody listening if there is something in particular that you think is good, or because we'll have a little bit of merch, and I think Ashley more does.
There's like sage and pendulums and different little
little things,
odd things that I sell at the clinic anyway.
but we're not really sure how we want to. What all we can offer. So if people want something, kind of just go to the AME Clinic page and just send us a DM, like suggestions. Not going to say we're going to have everything there, but
Sure.
they kind of get a feel for what people want to see there.
Well, give me a list of things that you think that you'd be able to pull off there. I don't think acupuncture is going to be a good thing to do there. No, probably
No.
not. But what would be possible, and then I'll throw up a poll, and,
Cool.
and then we'll have that avenue too. I mean, people can definitely get a hold of you.
I saw you tap it. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
We
Not
almost,
the bar.
we
Seasoned
almost had a
professional.
party foul.
Just the force. No.
Speaking of energy and like trying to like create that type of space, there was a lot of emphasis in this area in particular, and I think I'm gonna talk about it. I'm proud of it. Damn it, I'm gonna talk about it. And I don't know. It's still not where we want it to be. Not where I want it to be. They're like, it's good. Yeah, we're good. But tying it into like, it helps motivate. I equate it to a lot of. I've talked to a couple individuals, particularly that struggle with like depression and anxiety. I told them if you keep going to bed and there's like a pile of laundry or dirty clothes, etc., and you're literally just pushing it off to the side to go to bed, like you are creating a space that is not productive for you.
Like
right?
the set and the setting is not conducive to.
Right.
Yeah.
And so kind of tried to take the same approach with here. I also like the thought that we are like, this is just practicing for the real thing by setting up like this bar. I really love this bar. I was very proud of it. So
Cool.
hopefully
It
makes
sucked
for-
to move.
It did suck to move. I felt so bad for the elderly couple that sold it to us, expecting a moving crew to pick it up. I felt horrible, but I got it.
Yeah. They probably didn't walk for a week, but
the newest addition is our Dolly Parton framed picture on the bar. They
Noticed
were selling,
that.
They
Yeah.
were selling those at Dollar General for like $1, and I couldn't say no.
I couldn't resist.
Dolly for
Say
a
no.
dollar.
Do you see it?
well, what'd you say?
That's
It's
hilarious.
it's a Dolly Parton
Yeah,
line
like home,
of picture
yeah,
frames.
like home decor, like kitchen decor, and
So it
they're
has the
selling the
picture in
photo
it.
frame, but she put her photo in it. I was like, I don't need another photo in it. You know? We got Dolly Parton. So, but no, I say absolutely put those questions together, and we'll put up a poll, and I'll be out there. I want to experience that.
Yeah. And it'll get a broader reach, unfortunately, than our podcast. But we've slacked off for a while, so we probably don't have.
We're back though.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
Back. Everyone, come on back.
I think we had 5
The
listeners.
water's
We probably
fine.
got 2. No, I don't know. I don't have any idea. Since it changed, it's all Spotify now, right? How you handle it?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't
It
have any
is. I
access
need
to
to.
it
I
anymore.
need to actually to upload it. I need to just use my Spotify account.
I always
Yeah,
take it for
it's
granted up
a
until I
little
run
weird.
into somebody like, oh, I listened to the new episode of the podcast. I'm like, oh my god,
What
tell
did
me
I
you
say?
didn't.
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say?
I
Right,
immediately
right.
just freeze. I'm like, oh, what did I do? It's fun. So,
We'll have to start an anonymous version where we just got like voice changers.
I've already said that my alibi is I'm playing a character. It's a character. So
Yeah, and you just admitted to that.
no. Cut that.
It's just a character. It's just a character.
Stop the podcast.
You may have overshared a time or two.
That's what I do. I get
I think
comfortable
we.
in here.
I think we all have.
Definitely for having Dad in the room. God.
you asked for me to be in the band, man. What can I say?
your mom's like, maybe I should listen to the podcast. Don't.
No.
Mom, please God, no.
No. You're gonna learn things about your son you don't want to. I don't want to know, but I was in the room.
Yes, I work with my daughter.
Sorry.
You know.
See, you drop a sorry and then you just move on.
Yeah,
That's
it
just
is
part
what
of
it is. I already
Sorry.
said it.
Yeah.
Can't take it back.
I mean, this podcast has been okay because he hasn't. Usually, any podcast with him, at some point, I end up. But not this podcast.
No, I knew I needed to be good behavior.
Tighten it up.
Yeah.
Cool,
Of all
be
the
like, "That feels
podcasts.
gross."
Of all the podcasts, I don't really feel like we need our energy cleared after this one.
I beg to differ. On the contrary, I've heard plenty of reasons that I'm like, I'll be there next week.
That's not what I meant. I meant. Never mind.
Yeah.
Nope.
Cleared, yes. Aired, no.
Any other questions?
Well, is there anything else that we haven't covered that people should know about AME Clinic?
Or that you'd like to share?
You have something that? Why are you looking at me?
Uh,
Is there a reason? I was like, is there a reason?
There is a number 4, correct?
Yes. We have another massage therapist at the AME Clinic.
Okay.
Who's also a Reiki master.
Yes.
Okay.
When I say we all are Reiki,
Yes,
we
all
all
of
are.
us.
Ah,
You can even get Reiki with a massage.
you got the 4 corners.
We
Mhm.
do
Nice.
in tandem, so we can mix and match
Right.
services. Yeah,
People know
awesome.
what tandem means.
2 or more.
Okay.
So like you can do sound
like
bowls
when everybody
and
realized
Reiki.
what
It's
tandem
like
is.
when you jump out of an airplane strapped
Okay.
to another dude.
I'm not gonna lie. There was a pause there, and I had to dig through the dictionary. I was
Yep.
like,
It's like, do we need to explain it really
It
quickly?
means they give you acupuncture on a 2-seated bicycle.
That would be interesting.
I'll just stand behind you and throw you.
I'll catch him and just
I'm kidding. We don't do acupuncture like
Human dartboard.
lots of circus tricks if you come.
But yeah, so we do tandem clearing and reading, kind of intuitive. And then she'll do sound bowl Reiki, sometimes with massage. Or
Massage.
clearings.
Anything.
Yeah, so everybody can do pretty much I mean, I'm the only one that does acupuncture, but everybody can pretty much do everything. So we just teach each other.
Pretty much.
You want to learn my shit?
Nice.
Cool.
I'll teach you how to play that.
Too hard.
Well, the passion that you have for what you do, and it really comes through. So I hope that everyone listening just has really got to feel that from this podcast, and
learned a lot.
Learned a lot. I certainly have. So you'll have a tent at End of Summer Bash. So I encourage everyone to come out to End of Summer Bash and come to your tent and check it out firsthand.
And go visit prior to End of Summer Bash. You know, why wait till September? Go
Yeah.
now.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
We'll see you next week.
Or do remote.
Yeah.
remote.
Yeah,
I'll do it. I'll do it. I really will do it.
I'm going to report in the next side quest.
I will.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will.
All right. Hey, that's good.
That would be fun.
We gave Quentin a mission. All right.
Our man in the field.
Do like a news reporter, like breaking news.
They just made me cry.
I've got to report it.
You won't tell that part.
Wendy found the brown sound.
Oh, that'd be fun. And genuinely, for one, thank you for sponsoring the bash.
welcome.
That support is immensely appreciated from all of us as well as all the bands. And thank you for coming on the podcast and allowing us to ask all these questions.
Thank you for inviting us. This has been great.
It's been fun.
We
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back.
Yeah.
And we'll
Cool.
get some crystal bowls.
Yeah, I'll bring him.
Yes. But seriously, that would be kind of cool. Set up a bunch of mics and
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
just record it. That
record
would
it
be,
in like surround sound.
That would be very cool.
Ooh.
Excited about
Yeah,
that?
I am.
Yeah. You're like, ooh.
I've been thinking about getting some mics, so this is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll set something up and try and figure that out.
Yeah.
Maybe after the bash.
Yeah. Good
Are
plan.
you a little busy?
You're about to be busy.
We're not playing anything until the bash, but I'm trying to think of what all I have to check off my list.
Yeah, which keeps growing, by
It
the
does.
way, every day.
Yeah.
It was just like yesterday. He was like, I think we're going to do this. I was like, if you got the time, man. If you got the time.
And if you guys need help with anything else, we're happy to step up.
Thank you.
Let
Oh,
us know.
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We do. We'll clear all that stuff and.
Do some what would it take?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
What would it take? Those are amazing.
What? All right. Before we go, what is that? What is a what would it take?
So it's like the funnest way to manifest. So you'd be like, what would it take for all the things on my list to be checked off? Like, what would it take for the right people to show up and say, hey, what can I help you with? And like, if you have 15, 20 things on your list, if somebody, half dozen people come up and say, hey, give me a couple things. Like, that was super easy. Like, crap, that what would it take stuff worked?
Yeah.
Oh,
So you say, what would it take for what you want, and then you clear anything in the way of that happening. So
Okay.
it's
All right.
cool.
Next side quest, we're working on him.
All right. Yeah. I got a lot of things in the way. For sure.
Just again, right before we close, best way to get a hold of you guys. Do you want to repeat that for the listeners?
You can get on Facebook. We're at the AME Clinic. And the phone number?
688-0292.
Good job.
Well, you are in South Coffeyville, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So is it
620.
620? So
Sorry
Kansas
about that.
area code.
Yep.
Okay. Just to make sure.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you again for
Yeah, thank you.
all your
Right.
support and for joining us this evening. Wish you all the best with all of your endeavors. Everyone out there, go check out the AME Clinic.
Thank you guys.
All right, thanks, guys.
Skibidi.